How's it going? This is Fox back again for sound design tutorials. Today I'm doing another patch with Tone 2 Electra 2. I was listening through some of the sound banks. We'll browse through a few now actually in the Trance Gate section. I'm a massive trance fan. If anybody knows me, they will know this. I'll just play through a few of these to show you what I listen to, and then I made my own version. This is just saw rhythmic. Slow tremolo, capped two-step, metal LFO, it's a nice one, scrambler, all pretty similar, all pretty basic. I had to go at making my own, which I think is better than all of these put together. This is it. This is purely utilising this insert effects, which is called a Trance Gate. It's virtually, I used to spend ages setting these up with LFOs in massive, drawing some of the curves in the performer, but you've got a dedicated Trance Gate effect with inside this. It's really, really clever. I'll turn it off so you can hear the sound without it. Just a real nice glassy pad, and as I introduce this Trance Gate, you got all sorts of different stutters and different rhythms and stuff, but Trance one was the best for me. So yeah, my take on a Trance Gate. I'm going to initialize this and show you how I made it step by step. Reset all. So yeah, I just used one layer, but I did use 3 oscillators. Oscillator 1, I pitched up 1 octave. I pulled the fine down ever so slightly to the left, about -9 cents. This is just to detune all these 3 even slightly more than they are already. The tone I had round to the right a bit to keep it quite bright. The pulse width, I'll change this to what I had first. It was an ultra saw. I kept it on 3 saws. Really heavily detuned when you turn it on to start with. This pulse width is like the detune of the 3 saws, so you need to pull this right down to get it somewhere what's audible. I've got the mix going only into filter 1. We're going to use 2 filters later on to craft the sound a little bit more, but for now make sure this is routed to filter 1. I'm going to turn oscillator 2 on. This one is an ultra saw as well. This time it's the 6 pulses one. This is my favourite out of the super saws. This is. I'll play this one on its own so you can hear it. Same thing again. You're really going to need to pull the pulse width right back to around about -50. Otherwise it sounds really ugly. -50 is a nice sweet spot. Two together. Okay, for this one I had the octave on 0, so it's an octave lower than the first one. The fine I had negative as well, but slightly more, around about -13 cents. Tone on this one, negative about 30. Real straightforward so far. The last wavetable I kept on virtual analog triangle saw, and I pulled it virtually all the way to the left, so it's near enough. Well, it's a mix between a triangle and a saw, but more heavy on the triangle side, round about -50 again. This one I had the octave on dead zeros as well. This one, the fine, I push to the right just to spread it differently from the other two. And the tone a little bit brighter as well, plus 37. All three of them mix going into filter 1. We'll set up the amp envelope. I'll back the attack off. Staying at maximum. Quite a bit of release. It's like adding a reverb also when you put a lot of release on. Maybe a little bit less release. Just helps smear the chords into each other. These chords I've got bouncing around between D4 and F5, if you want to make this exactly. Okay, that's it for the basic oscillator. As I say, at the minute it sounds nothing like what we had before. It's a combination of these two filters and the Trance Gate that really changes it up. I didn't use any modulation in the matrix section. I just used a standard filter envelope. The filter I used was a low pass Moog. It is turned on at the minute. Everything's going directly into this. Pull the cutoff down to dead center. Give it a bit of resonance. This is going to accentuate the high frequencies later on when I put another filter in this other box. I'll give it a bit of drive also, around to about 27. And we're going to use a filter envelope to open this filter up. Okay, for the filter envelope we had a much longer attack. All the way around to about 8 seconds. So it's gradually opening the filter up from its original position. You want the envelope amount on full. Once you set your filter envelope up in this box down here, this knob here determines whether you want the envelope to work negative or positive. We want it to open it up all the way around. Okay, so now I'm going to set the filters into serial mode. So all the audio at the minute is coming from these three oscillators directly into filter 1. Click this serial button. It's now then passing everything into filter 2, and then it's going to come out to the master. So to hear only what's coming out of filter 2, you need to turn the volume of filter 1 down. You need to select a filter. It's the vocals filter. I had the cutoff set to around about 1400 Hz. Bit of drive again to gritty it up slightly. Resonance pretty much the same as filter 2, just a little bit higher. Envelope amount. Same again. All the envelope does in this, because there is not a cutoff point in effect. It's sort of these two peaks that they class as the cutoff, and the envelope is going to move these two peaks away from each other, giving it a vocally sort of vowely sound. It's just accentuating them peaks. I mean, the resonance is the height. And that's not the resonance, is the central point of these two peaks. I thought it would be the height of the peaks. So if I bring the volume in for filter 1, you're going to hear that coming on its own as well. Sounds better when it all passes straight into filter 2. The master effects, we'll set the effects up now, we'll turn that Trance Gate right in at the end. The master effect I had was Smart Unison. I'll turn it off so you can hear the difference this has. This takes the incoming audio, before it goes, is it before it comes out the filter? This takes the audio after everything is done actually, and then creates multiple voices of it. Really nice this is. I had the detune on 27%. This is detuning the multiple voices. It's like it takes the signal that you've got, duplicates it, and then this detunes them voices to make it sound even wider. The feedback feeds it back into itself. I had that around about 33. Quite a rich sort of ethereal pad as it is. Yeah, but this is going to absolutely transform it now. We'll turn the Trance Gate on. I had it on Trance 1. I kept everything how it is as standard. So I'll turn it off, introduce the Trance Gate, magically turns it into a trance gated sound. Lovely sounding synthesis. There you have it. I'll bring in this little beat that I made. Well, it's not a beat, it's just a kick in an open hat. There are certain things that this synth does effortlessly that could otherwise take you quite a while to do in other synths. Namely this Trance Gate, you have to set up LFOs using the step sequencer to give it the and then a slide, or do it with a square LFO and like turn it on and off in places. That is the best idea I've ever heard of, just a Trance Gate effect already doing it for you. I mean, I'll turn this off. There is an LFO, a way of doing it with an LFO. If we set LFO 1 to cut off 1, set it negative, set it to a saw down, saw up, sorry. That is the way you do it with a saw wave. You'd have to do it to the volume as well slightly. LFO 1 plus to the volume. So it's a lot harder to get a smoother sound using an LFO, and it's pretty much constant in this. You can't turn the LFO on or off to give it that stutter or change the pattern. I'll turn this Trance Gate back on again. Change through some of the different patterns that you get. Lovely lacquerature. That's doing something with the panning as well. Trance one's the best in my ears. Show you what it sounds like without that vocal filter. Quite bland, a lot like some of the other ones that they had in there. Turn this on. It's giving it that resonant movement that just sets it apart from any of the other ones that they had in the library. I mean, in all honesty, there's not that many. There's 20 or so. Every other category, there's hundreds. I might message them, see if they want me to make a dozen or so. But yeah, for now, that is my take on the Trance Gate with Tone 2 Electra 2. Really powerful synth, brilliant bit of kit. Still getting used to it. Buy it. Recommend it to anybody. But yeah, for now, that's it. I made this patch during a live stream. If you want to get in on the live streams and watch me do this stuff on the fly, and you can interact with me. Today I did a stream and I did a couple of tracks for people live, a couple of sounds for people live that they wanted me to recreate from tracks. Went really well. Yeah, to do that you need to like my Facebook or Google Plus page. It's Sound Design Tutorials, or my Twitter account is @SoundDesignTuts. I'll post on there a link to the streams when I'm doing them. You'll get an update if you request it. Tell you when I'm doing the live streams. But for now, yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Cheers.